Last night I watched Countess Dracula, one of the Hammer films from the early 70s, when the studio was trying to find new angles for its many Gothic horrors. This film takes the story of Elizabeth Bathory as its basis, a woman who allegedly bathed in the blood of virgins to give herself youth and vitality. The story changes some of the names and obviously creates whole backstories and characters to support its storyline. But essentially, we have the story of a widowed Middle European noblewoman who has various courtiers and an apparent relationship with her late husband's general at arms. But after an accident involving a serving girl, she gets blood on her, and after washing it, she discovers that has rejuvenated the part of her face. She takes to ordering the kidnapping of virginal young women and washing with their blood and to restore her lost youth, and starts courting a young man in the place of her daughter, whom she starts to impersonate, and who she has arranged to be kidnapped by local bandits. However, she needs more and more blood to maintain her youthful appearance, and things start to spiral out of control as the situation deteriorates. Ingrid Pitt plays the lead role, and she was apparently very pleased with her performance in the film and was distressed to find that it had been redubbed with an English accent. I think the thinking is that because she is meant to be the noblewoman of this environment, and all the other actors are speaking with an English accent, then so should she. And she was not of a sufficient caliber to be able to fake the accent. That said, it's Hammer starting to run on fumes. There's little here that's actively scary or frightening. The concept is really all that there is to it. Pitt is just not that good an actor. She was cast in movies because of her appearance and her physique. And it's really as simple as that. And her name attracted attention because of that. It wasn't because she was a great actor. So, although her performance appears to be perfectly fine and she does well acting through the aging makeup that's then removed when she plays the younger and more youthful version of the Countess, it's adequate. There's some supporting actors of note. We have Nigel Green and Maurice Denham. Leslie Ann Down plays the real daughter in a few scenes, but it's really not that much worth writing home about. I've never really had much of a connection with the old Gothic Hammer movies. I think they need a strong concept to really work. The later Frankenstein films, I think, work well because they play off the character of it more and come up with some interesting ideas. Frankenstein Created Woman, for example, I think is actually a very strong version of the story because it has an original concept about Frankenstein transplanting souls and tying that in with a revenge story that actually works extremely well. Here, there's very little beyond the basic concept. It feels quite tired. It feels like Hammer is starting to run out of road. It would only be a couple more years until they would give up making Dracula and Frankenstein movies and try to revive themselves with another brand of horror, but it was already too late. The world had changed. This is not where the rot started. I think that's probably further back in their history because they simply couldn't change their style of output. But this is not one of their greater films.